Hey, it's James. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you could be here with us. We are going to cover Matthew 27, verses 11. We're going to go all the way down to verse 26. It's a little bit bigger passage than last time, but let's get right to the text. Now Jesus stood before the governor, and the governor asked him, saying, "Are you the king of the Jews?" Jesus said to him, "It is as you say." While he was being accused by the chief priests and elders, he answered nothing. Then Pilate said to him, "Do you not hear about how many things they testify against you?" But he answered him not one word, so that the governor marveled greatly. Now the feast of the governor was accustomed to releasing to the multitude one prisoner whom they wished, and at that time they had a notorious prisoner called Barabbas. Therefore, when they had gathered together, Pilate said to them, "Whom do you want me to release to you, Barabbas or Jesus who was called Christ?" For he knew it was that they handed him over because of envy. While he was sitting on the judgment seat, his wife sent to him, saying, "Have nothing to do with that just man, for I have suffered many things in a dream because of him." But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitudes that they should ask for Barabbas and destroy Jesus. The governor answered and said to them, "Which of the two do you want me to release to you?" They said, "Barabbas." Pilate said to them, "What then shall I do with Jesus who is called Christ?" They all said to him, "Let him be crucified." Then the governor said, "Why? What evil has he done?" But they cried out all the more, saying, "Let him be crucified." When Pilate saw that he could not prevail at all, but rather that a tumult was rising, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, "I am innocent of the blood of this just person. You see to it." And all the people answered and said, "His blood be on us and on our children." Oops. Then he released Barabbas to them, and when he had scourged Jesus, he delivered him to be crucified. So, got a lot of material to cover here in a short period of time. So, 3 points as normal. Point number one is that his silence was prophesied. Now, if you've read Isaiah 53, you know that it says, in fact, let's just go there. Isaiah 53, it says here, I know it specifically says that he was silent. Yeah, verse 7, Isaiah 53, 7. He was oppressed and he was afflicted, yet he opened not his mouth. He was led as a lamb to the slaughter, and as a sheep before its shearers is silent, so he opened not his mouth. So that is a fulfillment of prophecy. Jesus knew exactly what he was doing there. And Matthew points it out in verse 14. He says, "But he answered him not one word." So the second point I want to talk about is in verse 18, where it says, "And they handed him over because of envy." A lot of times people will claim to be doing what is right. A lot of times they will say they have good motives, but deep down inside, they're doing it out of envy. They're doing it out of a ulterior motive, and we all have a sinful nature. We all have a dark side to us. A lot of times we will do things because we want to look good. A lot of times we will want to do things to try to impress other people. And God can see our hearts. So, it was very clear to Pilate that The Jewish leaders brought Jesus for the wrong reason. He was not someone who was causing problems. He was not somebody who was going to cause an insurrection. He was inspiring the Jews to look to God to help them with their problems and with life. That God was not just, they all knew that God was transcendent and he created everything and he was all powerful. But when Jesus showed up, he showed them that he is immanent. That's what Emmanuel meant. God is with us. So he showed them a whole new side of God, and that you could have a closer relationship with God, not based upon the law, but based upon grace. And they weren't having it. The last point I wanted to make was verse 24. This is point number 3. Pilate says, "I am innocent of the blood of this just person." He had taken water and tried to wash his hands of the situation. He literally washed his hands in front of them. And that is human effort trying to solve a spiritual problem that only Jesus can solve. We try to, before we get saved, we try to do good deeds, and it's very late. I apologize. We try to look good. We try to perform, we try to deal with our inherent sinful nature, and we try to do it by our own human effort. And you can't do that. You simply cannot make, you can't tame the flesh. You can't. Our human flesh is like a wild stallion, and it's out of control. The only way you're going to change it is to change it from within. We have to get a new heart. God has to give us a new heart and redeem us, make us new, and then give us the Holy Spirit to help us and guide us and equip us to live a life to where we become more and more like Jesus each and every day. So, it's late. I got to get this video edited, and then I got to get to bed because I got to get to work in the morning. But, I want to put good, solid biblical content on the internet, and I want to, let's just say, I hope these videos inspire you not to be like me, to be like Jesus. It's crazy. There we go. The Bible is the standard of our lives. And if you want to become more and more like Jesus, I strongly encourage you to read through the Bible every single day. Now, I've had some people tell me, they're like, well, I can barely understand it. I don't know what, there are some commentaries out there. I will say this, and I've used them here on this channel, and I probably should be looking at some of that stuff as well. R.C. Sproul, John MacArthur have got some really good stuff to explain biblical text. If you're having a hard time reading the Bible, I would encourage you to look up some of the books that R.C. Sproul and John MacArthur have put out there. One of the reasons I have an iPad is because I have my my Kindle app, so. In fact, let me pull it up here real quick. Wasn't planning on talking about this, but when we cover Romans, Ugh. That's what the books look like. So there's good commentaries out there that can help you. There's good information on. Not everything on the internet is good, but R.C. Sproul, John Piper, John MacArthur, those are pretty good teachers. James White, Dr. James R. White, has a really good book on the Trinity. If you don't understand that, that's one of my all-time favorite books. It's called The Forgotten Trinity. So there's information out there, and I want to encourage you to read that stuff, because I believe by studying the Bible and reading these commentaries, this will help you become more and more like Jesus. So, excuse me. If you are new to the channel, please hit like and subscribe. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all of our new subscribers. I want to thank everybody who has been around since the beginning. The channel's starting to grow, and I feel a positive momentum heading into 2023. And I truly believe that we really need to have positive, good, solid biblical content on the internet. So until tomorrow, I hope you have a great day. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to say to everybody who is a subscriber that I love you, and thank you for watching.